Howdy, howdy, folkses. I am here. And let me fix that. There we go. Now, first of all, is there anything any of you want to say to me today?
Happy fucking birthday, old fucking man.
I can see the gray. Man, I'm the youngest one here.
I can see the gray, man.
I don't know what gray you're talking about.
Hey, Mike, did you look into that head shaver I talked to you about?
Yeah, but I just can't get it right now. I definitely want one I can use when I'm out and about and, you know, leaving the car.
Oh, you can use
because of, you know, all the traveling I do.
Yeah, you can use this one in the car.
But I just don't have the money to get anything right now.
Yeah, I understand that. I was able to get it before shit went down at my house. But I love the thing, man. It's not only like not only does great at almost getting Bic-like, but I usually shave my head. I usually will run it over, and I'm saving a ton of money on razors even when I bic my hair once a week, because now I'm able to get it down very low. So when I go in and I use my shaver on Monday, I use a razor on Monday too. This is amazing. I'm sorry. Ever since I shaved my head again, I've been like, I just love getting in the shower and feeling it on a fresh bald head.
Oh yeah. What's really fun is last time Mrs. Vile buzzed me down to nothing.
Yeah.
She actually asked me, "Do you get colder when you got no hair?" And I'm like, "Not really."
Yeah, I've been asked that question too. No, I've been asked that question too. I do wear more hats, but that's only because I like them now.
Hey, CNA just went live.
I like my head. I like my bandanas like you do, but I usually only wear them in the summertime. And I need to get a few more.
Well, I wear them primarily when I'm working because of sweat. I sweat a lot when I'm working.
I got a really nice one that you water it down, rinse it, drain it out. You lay it flat in the freezer. You take that thing out on a hot summer day, wrap that sucker around your head, and I'm telling you what, it lasts for quite a while.
I do want to show one thing that Mrs. Vile got me for Christmas. She got me metal chopsticks.
Nice.
And that's because I'm a pedant when it comes to going to any Chinese or Japanese place or any country that, you know, makes food that or uses chopsticks traditionally, that I will always use chopsticks, even at Panda Express, which is like not really Oriental. Yeah,
that's like seeing Taco Bell's Mexican food.
That's not.
Yeah, they say on their website that they're Tex-Mex. They don't even try to say that they're Mexican inspired.
They have 5 ingredients in the whole entire restaurant. They mix them up in different patterns.
We actually we don't have many restaurants where I live. You usually have to go up to Terre Haute, or as I call it, TH. So if you ever hear me see TH again, I'm saying Terre Haute. But there was this my youngest daughter, we were having a day out, and this was our first time doing a manicure pedicure together. And I asked if she wanted to go to Olive Garden. She said yes, and then she mentioned some Japanese restaurant that was, you know, not far from us. And I said, "Hey, you want to try something new? Let's try the place out." It was damn good food. I mean, it was actually tasted like I've had, you know, Japanese people make authentic Japanese food. I know the difference.
Oh yeah. There's a place near where my younger kids live that my two younger daughters love. That is a Japanese sushi place, and we took Vile Style there for her. No, we took the other one. Sorry, the one that doesn't have a nickname. There for her birthday. And
sushi or sashimi?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, there's different people will talk about sushi. It's like, you really mean sashimi, don't you?
Now they got dragon rolls, California rolls with the stuff. So there was more Americanized. I get unagi.
We went for one of my daughter's birthdays, my youngest daughter's birthdays. I believe it was her 13th or 14th because she's 15 now. And she wanted to go to this Japanese hibachi restaurant. And oh my God, the food was so good. I mean, I love good. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. I do like my Mexican food cooked by professionals, and I like my Japanese and Chinese food cooked by professionals. I'm not saying they have to be from the country, but if you're going to do it right. Well, then again, pizza's subjected all because you think about it, you got Chicago style, St. Louis style. Doesn't California have style? New York style?
Which thing are you talking about?
Pizza.
There is a California style, but it's basically the same, I think, as New York style, just thicker.
New York style, theirs are those huge ones you fold together.
Yeah, but it's also a fairly thin crust. It's not thin crust. It's not crunchy, but it is a fairly thin crust. Ours is basically a normalized version of that.
And then
remember, our water is less sweet than theirs.
Also, remember and then Chicago, they have their deep dish. They're famous for deep dish. I'm from the St. Louis area, and we're famous for St. Louis style pizza, which is very thin crust, and it's not cut into triangles. It's actually cut into small triangles and squares.
Yeah, like Little Caesars.
No, not like Little Caesars.
Like, have you ever had Costco pizza?
I've never been to a Costco.
Oh, really? If you ever tried Costco pizza, that's basically what you could argue is California style.
Yeah, I don't like the Costco crust. Tastes odd.
You know,
my wife knows what.
I don't like the Costco pizza crust. It tastes odd. The sauce is good, but the crust, it's like eating cauliflower crust. I don't like it.
I like a crisp crust.
Yeah.
We love Costco pizza.
I'm going to be
honest. The sauce is great.
Being from St. Louis, I'm a thin crust guy.
Well, we're not going to be having pizza for my birthday. My plan originally was to go to the beach or the bay, but
I can't now. And all that rain.
What's going on right now?
Huge, massive winter front.
How cold is it right now?
It's not that it's cold for me, but it'll be cold for my kids. And the actual issue was my van doesn't run right now. It's got some electrical issues. So this is the only vehicle that's drivable. It only has 6 seats. And when you have 6 people in the car, which, the 4 Vile kids plus Mrs. Vile and me, there is very little trunk space left over.
Yeah.
So in that case, we're probably just going to end up going into a park up where Katty lives.
So what's the temperature right now where you're at?
Oh, let's see what my car says. So you might have to hear some dinging real quick.
Yeah, we actually got a warm front coming through, but that freeze is coming tonight, and we're looking at
58 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the car. Ambient temperature outside.
Yeah, it's 45. It's 45 right now. Right?
And you're
I'm at the park near my place.
Oh, okay.
He has alcohol in his car, which means he cannot be in Mexico.
Yeah, we found out. Mrs. Vile and I found out that it is unlike at least California. I can have this bottle open in the car as long as it's in the back.
Really?
Yes. In Mexico, any opened bottle of alcohol is illegal to have in your car.
Even in the trunk.
Even in the trunk.
Yeah.
Whereas basically the California law is it has to be in the out of reach of the driver, in the back seat, or the back in the trunk.
Well, I'll say one thing. Now that marijuana's been dropped to a class 3,
people are going to get out of jail.
Well, yeah, but also that it gives it a chance to get studied, because the whole point of a class 1 is that the class 1 basically says it has no medicinal purposes. Both Elihu, me, and pretty much anybody else, we know that there are valuable medicinal properties to it. Like, for example, I slept the best I slept in so long last night, and that's because my body was able to mellow out and relax from the weed, from the flower. During the daytime, if I feel my anxiety is going higher, even though I take anxiety meds, that's when I'll hit my vape pen. That's when I'll hit a weed vape pen, just to help level me out. But
dude,
well,
Mike
scientifically
Kruko,
speaking, I would argue that any drug has medicinal uses, or at least non-addicting uses, even cocaine and heroin.
No, those are addictive.
They are
get
addictive, but I'm
get
saying
this.
they also have
But then
regardless,
so is
there's benefits to
Oxycontin.
it.
Then again, so is Oxycontin.
You know that Mike Kruko, he's been diagnosed with body mitosis. He was he's the Giants announcer, okay, along with Coop and Kai, Mike Kruko. When he first announced it, he had to take some time off to get some medical stuff and family stuff. And I believe it was his daughter that said, "Here, Dad, try this." Gave him a joint. He smoked a joint, and he walked around the block without any pain. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't need any pills." He's been a high advocate for marijuana legalization for a long time.
I've been an advocate for it my entire life. So is my mom.
Yeah, he thought it was like a drug, bad thing. No. His daughter's like, "Dad, this will help you out," and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it does." And you can tell half the time when he's broadcasting, he's high.
Well, there's more medicinal purposes for it too. Like, for example, I get THC cream, especially since I have neuropathy. I take my pills, but I also use that on my feet.
Oh, I can't use the cream that burns my skin, no matter what kind you use.
This brand I really like.
Now, I tried several different brands of the topical, and it still burns my skin. I'm like, this hurts. It hurts.
Well, let me give an example of it. Let me give you one example. Let me give you another personal example. I had some THC. I had some THC bomb I bought some THC bomb. The last Christmas before my mother-in-law died, which she had fibromyalgia, and I could see her limping like crazy. And I asked her, I said, "Mom, tell me the truth. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain right at now?" She goes, 9. I said, "Okay, I'm going to get something for you that I think will really help." So I get the THC bomb. Then I apply it to her. And within 2 minutes, I asked her, I could see her more relaxed. And I said, "How's your pain level now?" She goes, "It's a 2. That's how quick and effective those topicals can be worked. And she was in excruciating pain.
Well, let's get off the drug talk. And we'll wait to see if the Vile children decide to join the stream.
All right. So what do you want to... So it's your birthday.
Well, Elihu,
topic.
You saw the Avatar 3. What is your review, non-spoiler review of Avatar 3, and then I'll give mine.
Non-spoiler review of Avatar 3. Okay. If you've seen Avatar 1, you do not have to see Avatar 2 because it sums up all the key points in Avatar 3, which answers questions from Avatar 1. But it kind of doesn't make sense because there's an enemy who befriends an enemy and still the enemy of their people. Like, what the fuck is up with this character here? This is wishy-washy. I didn't like that character. And you know what I'm talking about, Mike. Yeah, I didn't like that the way they made the Colonel's character. No, I did not like that whatsoever. I'm like, this is not his character from 1 and 2. No, they just did a 180 on this guy.
I disagree with you there. It does add on to his exploration from the second movie.
No, if he was just to use her, manipulate her without fucking her, yeah, I would believe it.
But you have to understand, he's basically a dark mirror to Sam Worthington's character.
Jake. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I would have said it'd be more believable if he was just talking manipulated instead of just fuck her. Fucking her is out of character for him. Manipulation,
think
yes. No,
I don't think so.
The manipulation, yes, that is perfect within his character T. But just to go around and fucking her, no, that is not part of his character thing.
See, I disagree because horny man gonna want sex.
Yeah, but still, it's the enemy. Alien enemy.
Doesn't matter. Throughout history, we've had people who were vehemently racist towards certain groups, and they would still fuck them. I mean, that literally one of the big jokes about this movie was Avatar 1 memes were, or what they had is they had a picture of him saying, with an arrow pointing to him saying the racist. Then it was a picture of a Na'vi saying his girlfriend. And they literally made that meme true over a decade later.
But if he's so-called hates Na'vi, why the fuck is he working with them?
Because he's willing to do. He's single-minded at that point. He doesn't really care anymore about the company. He wants to get Jake.
Yeah.
Because Jake is responsible for his original person's death.
And Jake is the traitor of humanity, the most famous Avatar. Yeah.
On a lesser, I say on a lesser thing, he cares about his son, but he tries to convince himself he doesn't care, which is funny as all hell in that regard. But I also realized after watching, because if you watch all 3 movies together, it's about 9 hours.
Yeah.
And I think I realized what I didn't necessarily like about it.
What?
It would have been a better TV series.
Yeah. I didn't see it in 3D. I spent $8 at the theaters to see with the closed caption, the cheap one. And there was only one scene that I think would have looked good in 3D. The pipe. That trivia thing, oh my god, I wish I would have saw that scene in 3D. But everything else, you really don't need to see in 3D. Seen the first one in 3D? Okay, you've seen the mountains pop. You've seen the wings fly over the screen. That's supposed to be it. But it's not really worth 3D except for one little 3-minute scene. I'm like, oh, this would have been cool.
Well, what I realized after watching it, you could easily break down the first movie into 6 30-minute episodes. Each one, because there's multiple times where there's a small climax, like sprinkled throughout each movie. Then it just continues on to tell more of the story.
Kind of like how the Schneider Cut did with the Justice League movie.
Not really. Not really.
I couldn't comment because it's been a while since I've seen it.
Not really, because Flash's character totally changed. Wonder Woman's character changed, so it's not really the same.
Yeah, but Cyborg got more screen time.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, I would say that based on what he wanted to accomplish visually, I think the whole movie would have been better as a cartoon series. And you could all 9 movies would fit into a good 2-season arc.
Yeah, but Kevin wants to do movies.
And I will say, the comparisons to Fern Gully aren't 1-to-1 per se. The messaging is the same exact damn thing.
That's exactly why we all referred the first one as, oh, it's Fern Gully on another planet.
Yeah. Because it's the same message, and it does have several of the same tropes, but it's less of the, it's not... The solution in Fern Gully is a lot different than the solution in Avatar. The solution in Avatar is always, let's go to war. We don't want to go to war, but we're going to have to go to war. We don't want to, but we're going to do it. It's annoying, to say the least. But what else? on the whole, Avatar 3, I could have skipped it. I mean, the only reason I watched it is because it showed up in my feed. And I'm like, better watch it before someone deletes it. And I'm not really going to say where I saw it. But yeah, it's more the same. And one of the things they introduced, and this is not really a huge spoiler, they introduced the Wind Traders.
Yeah.
And I thought the story line was going to be a lot different when they introduced those characters. Instead, they kill them all off relatively soon. And that bugged the hell out of me. And now the world seems so much smaller. Kind of like how Game of Thrones, season 1, you have these long arcs where people are traveling from one side of the continent to the other, and it takes the entire season. But by the time seasons 5 and 6 occur, people are just teleporting from one side of the country to the other between scenes, and that entire journey is gone. That's what the third movie kind of did for Avatar. In the first one, they make it a big thing about how far they're flying to go to the sea people, which, the way of water stuff is all about. The second movie. In the third movie, they make that journey several times, and it's just a scene later. So, yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it. As for, the fire and ash peoples, yeah, so, I mean, it's basically someone mad because, shit happens. I still don't understand why she would have agreed to join the humans, because that just seems out of character for any person.
Yeah, the fire lady. Yeah, that was kind of odd.
I don't know if I like the spider stuff. Spider is supposed to be the bad guy's son. They kind of introduced that in the second movie. Everything regarding him, I did not like in the third movie. Because you have, I'm just going to say it, Mrs. Sully wanting to kill him at one point. Then you have Jake trying to kill him at one point. And the reason they want to kill him is essentially because they basically make him a human Na'vi. Not quite an avatar, but he grows a little head tail thing, and he can breathe their atmosphere.
Speaking of breathing, you just failed at one of the basic life functions, man.
Sorry.
You can't even breathe.
But the thing is, they're like, well, if we allow them to study him and they reverse engineer what happened to him, all the humans from Earth could come here. And I'm just like, no. You've seen how, hateful most of the humans are. They're not going to want to change their DNA on that level. They're going to want to remain human. They're not going to be some sort of hybrid. It kind of makes no sense.
I think it's going to be easier for the workers to work and breathe without oxygen masks.
Hey, Mike, if I had any theory on who would probably do that, it'd probably be people who need money.
Well, the whole thing is what they're talking about is the ones that want to come to that planet to colonize are the rich. They explicitly make that a plot point.
What a shocker.
Well, that's because, the poor can't afford to come to the planet. That's the whole reason why Avatar 1, they make it a big note, that they're paying so much money to transport him 73 trillion miles. Which, how far actually is 73 trillion miles?
It's 73 trillion miles.
Jinx, show
That's
me.
how far. That's how far 73 trillion miles is. It's 73 trillion miles.
All right.
Sorry, I'm looking in light years.
And Elihu, what's the
it's about
speed
12
of
and a
light?
half light years.
So they've achieved FTL, obviously.
Yeah.
A form of FTL. Again, if that's actually true, and it's 73 trillion miles, 12 and a half light years, it still takes 7 years to go from Earth to this planet. So yes, it's faster
So they're
than
going
light,
about
but
60. They're going about 65% of the speed of light. Then.
no, that means they're going about 150% the speed of light.
No, 65%.
Because if they were traveling at the speed of light, it would take them 12 and a half years, not 7.
Sorry, I misheard you. sorry, misheard you. I was. Fuck it. Sorry, Chris. If you're watching, fuck it. I give up, Chris. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. Sorry, man. Yeah, fuck it. Sorry, go ahead.
Although I did like, this was based on the second movie. The ships that land in the second movie, the guy actually did the calculations to how much, based on the size of the things that are landing and their energy output to actually move at that speed as they landed, would be the equivalent of basically hitting the ground with a nuclear bomb every second as it landed, which would have, based on the landing sequence being several minutes long, would have destroyed the atmosphere of the planet.
What kind of fuel are you using?
Hydrogen and
kerosene.
It's the amount of thrust that they're using.
Oh, that's true. Friction,
That's
energy.
what she said.
Yeah.
The amount of energy that was being expanded to land would have been like the equivalent of a nuclear bomb every second.
That's true. Energy, crazy.
And we're not talking about like early nuclear bombs. We're talking about like H bombs.
Yeah, bigger than the 21 kiloton that happened at the Baker test at Bikini Atoll.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's that. And remember, they didn't just have one of those ships landing; they had like 30. So if each one takes 2 minutes to land, that's what 200 or what? That's 120 nuclear bombs times 30. Or sorry, H bombs times 30. Yeah, that would have wrecked the planet entirely. Let's see. What's the rest of the math?
It's too early for math.
Okay, I'm assuming lowest yield hydrogen bomb.
Ooh, Mount Etna just blew.
Okay, so a low yield H bomb, even at the lowest, is 5 kilotons. So 5 times 120 times 30. That would have been a minimum of 18,000 kilotons.
Damn.
And
wait a minute, wouldn't that destroy the ships?
Oh, definitely. That was one of the few things he said was non-realistic for the second movie.
I only saw the first movie twice. Really never talked about it much afterwards. My wife saw the second one. She really enjoyed it, and she's going to see the third one. And I told her, I was like, they just don't interest me. I mean, like I said, I've got the first one, but I've only ever seen it twice. I had no interest in the second or third or however many he's supposed to make. How many he's supposed to make?
Five. One for each element.
Internationally, he'll probably get there because internationally, that's where they make a lot of money on that movie.
All right. One for each element with the fifth one to wrap everything up.
Tsar Bomba, the largest nuclear device ever detonated in our atmosphere, was 50 megatons.
Tsar Bomba. Bomba.
And it spread cobalt-60 across the entire globe.
Ow.
So yeah, you're talking about something that is divided.
Okay, here, hold on a second. You're gonna have to
360 times bigger.
All right, you're gonna refresh me about the Cobalt 36. It's been a long time since I've
Cobalt 60.
Yeah, Cobalt 60. It's been a long time since I've taken a chemistry class.
Basically, it is a I just looked it up real quick. It's one of the gamma inducing or releasing isotopes, which are the most deadly. They're the ones that, if it's outside your body, it's more dangerous and causes more cancer. So yeah, it's not good. We do use it for various things, including cancer radiation therapies.
Yeah, that's where I thought I'd heard of. Yeah, that's where I thought I'd heard of Cobalt 60 in medical research.
But yeah. It basically really bad outside the human body. It's one of the ones that, like, if it gets inside your body, it's less dangerous than if it's outside your body.
That's weird.
Well, it's because like alpha and beta rays are blocked by your skin, which is why there's any radioactive isotope that's inside your body that contains those, it'll just keep bouncing around inside you. So it's really bad to get it inside you. Whereas the gamma-inducing ones, if it's inside your body, it just goes straight through you without doing as much damage. Whereas if it's on the outside, it's going in, through, and bouncing off your bones. So it does more damage.
Bounce.
On that little tangent, all the other, I think you could skip this and not really miss anything. They go into one of the characters for this new tribe, but nothing about the rest of the tribe, so you don't really learn anything. You also find out that the tribe is incredibly small, and it's because they don't give a shit when they die. They literally have one do a kamikaze run in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So, and several times one of her people is killed and she does not care.
It's like, oh, okay, you got stabbed. Okay. Still do not know how it made all this money when it's really overplayed. It's a good story, but not a great movie. Nice visual effects, but I've seen it before in Avatar 1 and Avatar 2. It's like Jurassic Park. Yeah, the first one was great. This is fucking awesome. Look at these special effects. This is a story. Look at the dinosaurs. 2. Okay, they're doing it again. 3. We've seen this before. 4. Enough of this already. 5. What the fuck, Scarlett Johansson? What a Razzie you deserve.
Say that again. What the hell are you talking about?
It's after the first one, it's been going downhill. We see the same special effects and storyline basically in the first two. It was on the third one. It's going the same patterns. Like, okay, enough, James. Give us a new storyline. People want a resource. People want revenge. That Jurassic Park. You want to clone something. You want to get something. Okay, same story over and over again. Avatar. Yeah, you're against it. You're trying to get revenge against one person. You're trying to get a material. We saw that in the first one. We saw that in the second one. We saw that in the third one. James Cameron, please do something fucking good and new for the next one.
He did change the thing they're going after from the first movie to the second one from a
like I said, they're going after a material, a same trope.
Yeah, the second and third movie they're going after the same thing,
the same MacGuffin.
Yeah,
basically
it's the same trope.
Well, here's the thing that it makes even less sense. The thing that they're going after in the second and third movies is a chemical produced by one of the sentient species that basically halts aging in humans. It does not work on the Na'vi. They made that clear. So, the third movie, when they're trying to add in the whole spider colonizing Pandora, remember, they limit it to the people who would be coming to Pandora primarily would be the rich. But the rich are the ones paying for the chemical that makes them immortal. So they wouldn't become part Na'vi through the spider thing, because that chemical wouldn't work on them anymore. It makes no freaking sense. I get, the messaging of the story is essentially capitalism bad.
Save the whales. Yeah, I understand that.
Save the whales.
Capitalism bad while he's making billions of dollars off these movies.
Well, to be fair, if you want to argue that point, the Avatar films do create industries. So, yeah.
I need a little new bowl.
But yeah, I don't know. I just, everyone on the bad guy side is evil for stupid ass reasons. And you'd think, wouldn't they know enough about our own history to know that what they're doing is bad?
No. We still know our own history. We still do bad shit. Think about today.
True. I mean, it's just like there's so many other options, but they are so, I don't know.
Blasé.
Yeah. I wish the villains were more nuanced than how they are.
Problem is, you sit there, and the ironic thing is that you sit there and you talk about, capitalism bad. It's a message. Why is he making? He's capitalizing off the movie. Blah 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 blah. Yet you fail to realize that maybe it isn't that capitalism is bad, but there's a bigger story behind it.
Well, as far as I can tell, it would be more like unregulated capitalism is bad.
Okay, so you actually cut onto the right track. But you went in the different direction. So yeah, you could say that. You could say that, but you could also say that properly not needing to be regulated capitalism is something more attainable.
No, okay. We already saw
only
what a pure
regulation
capitalist society was like with the Ferengi and DS9. That was a pure capitalist society.
Yes.
Sort of.
No, it was a pure capitalist society.
They did have.
He's absolutely right. They are a pure capitalist society to the point where just to come inside a building, you have to pay them, even if you have a complaint against the company or you're doing business with a company. For a chair, you have to pay them to sit and wait.
All right, so let me rephrase
You have to
see
it.
a
pay
doctor.
to enter the house. Remember when Brunt from FCA
Yeah, we remember
like,
all the things.
my house is my house, including its contents.
Remember,
Yeah,
even when Cork was sick, he had to pay extra money to get seen further above other people.
We all
So,
remember
yeah,
what the Ferengi were like, but my point was that regulation is only needed when people abuse the system. The Ferengi were just an example of capitalism abusing the system without consequence.
No,
they just didn't have laws against that stuff. Like bribes were literally
They
built
have
into
laws.
the damn.
They were pure.
Their laws literally said that you want to bribe and steal and take advantage of people. That's not a good example of real viable capitalism.
That is capitalism, though.
No,
remember when
bribe?
It's a form of capitalism.
No,
bribe,
LDB. It is a pure form of capitalism.
In a pure form of capitalism,
there's no such thing as
bribes are expected.
Okay, think about this. When Quark gets stabbed in the pale moonlight, and he's like, is there any way I can get you to not charge him? He goes, Captain, are you offering me a bribe? And he was enough of a Ferengi to know where his limit was. He was like, no, I think we can call that a bribe.
Now, I'll give you an example. Even like today, LDG, a lot of our charitable organizations, and this was something that, and I'm not going to go too much into politics, that when we were trying to provide charity to certain countries, they literally had to set aside money to bribe officials in order to let them give charity to the people.
Yep.
And that's because without regulations regarding how supplies can go around, bribes are expected. Now, the only regulations I can remember from Ferengi law, per se, were ones banning women from earning profit and basically,
wearing clothes in public.
No.
Not wearing
I wouldn't say
that.
That's not a capitalistic motive. That's a horniness motive. But females were not allowed to earn profit. Unions were not allowed to be formed. And I think those are the only two regulations I can pull off on the top of my head. If you guys can think of anything else.
Could not have a union.
So it wasn't true capitalism. I mean, if anything, it was more of an open market.
No, it was a pure.
It was unfettered capitalism.
Unregulated. It was completely unregulated.
Well, I wouldn't say completely. They did have
regulated. It was still
words. Poor choice.
No, it was regulated, bro. The rules of acquisition
it was
the
poorly
regulation.
regulated, unfettered capitalism. There you go.
Okay, the rules of acquisition is what they lived by.
Mm-hmm.
That was the regulation.
Yeah, so that's why I corrected myself.
So you can't say that is capitalism because it's a freaking.
Yes, it is because they made the rules for capitalism.
No, because true capitalism. There is no.
It's Mike's birthday.
There is no rules. Even Mike would agree with that. If you want true capitalism,
LDG,
there is no
rules. There weren't laws saying that you couldn't break some of the commandments or the rules of acquisition. Sorry.
Well,
anyway,
remember,
like I said, the whole point of capitalism is not to need regulation if everybody's actually doing the right thing. But
no, because the point of capitalism is to earn as much money as possible at the expense of everyone else around you.
No,
exactly.
The
both sides you have to do that. That's the problem.
No, the most purest form of capitalism is to make as much profit as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, but for everybody. Everybody has
not for everybody. Yeah. Not for everybody.
No, it's for your individual. It's like being a venture capitalist, dude. A venture capitalist. That's a Ferengi society.
If you want my item, I set the price. You pay my price or you don't get the item. Both people have to freaking capitalize. Both sides must capitalize.
Yes, but
I don't have to go through you. I can go through somebody else. there's somebody else selling it cheaper, but it
Because
doesn't matter. It all
it-
comes
it-
down to every single person on both sides
Venture capitalist,
capitalism.
dude.
are
No,
trying to
because
capitalize. But
because of, hold on, no,
in
hold
today's
on,
world, you live in a world where the
LDG, no,
consumer
no.
means
Hey,
nothing.
hey guys, shut up. Gap
No
put
such
something in
thing
the
as
chat.
customer service,
Gap put something in the chat.
and you can be blocked and
Thank you,
banned
Gap.
from services.
Why won't you let me scroll? Stupid.
See, the thing
Now
is,
you're on your side.
remember, the Ferengi were willing to deal in legal goods. That didn't stop them from being involved in illegal goods by certain other people's standards. But as far as they were concerned, profit is profit.
Bro, I'll break this whole.
No, you won't.
I'll break it in one sentence. They literally had a rule in their book that said you can break contracts as long as it's not with the Ferengi. That is not capitalism.
Yeah,
end of story.
That is absolutely capitalism.
No, capitalism means you have to freaking follow contracts.
Because
not if you don't have to pay.
Because who enforces? Hold on, LDG. Here's my question for you: who enforces contracts?
Both sides and any authorities.
No. The authorities, the government enforces contracts, not the people who the contracts are between.
That's incorrect.
And if the government has no regulations on enforcing those contracts,
I can enforce the contract within my own domain. So
the only main rule is you cannot break a Ferengi cannot break a contract with another Ferengi. They can break it with anybody else, but not another Ferengi. That's it. That's like the biggest. That's like the only rule that is very punishable.
Like for instance, LDG.
For capitalism.
I have a contract with you for you to make me a Hot Wheels car. You make the car, you send me the car, and then I refuse to pay you for it. How are you going to get your money from me?
Well, I would have had insurance ahead of time.
Insurance is anti-capitalist. Thank you very much.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Pro-capitalistic. Then why are insurance companies freaking capitalists?
We're not talking about human. We're not talking about humans. We're talking about Ferengi.
Hold on, because insurance is required by certain governments.
Not all
That's
insurance
why, and then it becomes a capitalist addition.
Nope, I can create a company. I can create a company for particular special insurance that's not regulated.
Not human capitalism. Humans don't live under a capitalist environment.
If we're not talking about human capital, I thought that was the original freaking conversation we were talking about.
The conversation was about capitalism with the Ferengi and how they are the purest form of capitalism. Just like in that episode of Orville, where they're the purest form of democracy.
Someone's idea of the purest form, not the actual purest form.
Oh, that's your opinion.
But
so is
I have people who say Karl Marx didn't really know anything about. Okay,
all right.
So, I don't mean to get political here, but when it comes to the opinions on things, I've actually heard people say Karl Marx really didn't understand communism. Like, he created it.
No, he
wrote the book on it, basically. Anyway,
yeah, but his form of communism would only work in an what's the term? God, I got the word in my head, but I can't pronounce it.
Ecological environment?
No, egalitarian.
Egalitarian?
No, what's the fucking word I'm thinking of? God damn it. Egalitarian.
Egalitarian. Okay, yeah. Look,
the problem is most people don't have that frame of mind. They're not always thinking about everyone else around them. They're thinking about themselves or their family or whatever groups they're a part of.
And that's
why communism, as a pure communism, would not work.
Yeah, but then you have the exact opposite, where you have the purest form of capitalism, where Date even said the first time, "May the buyer beware."
Basically, yeah. I mean, in the purest form of capitalism, you could start a company that sold Twinkies filled with poison, sell them as much as you wanted, kill a bunch of people without no one caring, go out of business, and you still got all your profits.
Well, think about it. I mean, it wasn't like Quark. I mean, remember, he made deals for arms dealers, all kinds of what we would call black market stuff, but what he would just call normal business. That's the whole point of, that's the whole
in Deep Space Nine. Quark's cousin Gala, they bring up a bunch of times.
Yeah,
he sells weapons. What is legal weapons in Ferengi law? Anything.
Yeah, wasn't he the one who had the moon?
Yeah. And gave Quark the shuttle later on. That didn't work.
Yeah, the one that he tried to blow him up in.
Yeah. So the only the reason that Gala got in trouble was because he was doing business in other governments, in the sphere of influence of other governments who had banned certain arms.
Well, that's the risk you take when you're working in a pure capitalist society. But I mean, they did have two rules of acquisition. Peace is good for business and war is good for business. And I think if we'd noticed one thing in our country and around the world is there are many, many people who profit off of war and many who profit off of peace.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that was the big example of that, was showing people will profit off of this stuff.
And here's the thing, to bring it back to Avatar, the company involved in Avatar realized that they would make more money from the war than they would through peace. So they always chose war.
You know, sometimes war is profitable. That's the sad part. We forgot how war should be fought.
Well, because if they had gone slower, if the company had gone slower.
Saw John Cusack movie War Inc.
Sorry?
John Cusack movie War Inc.
I didn't see that movie.
I don't know if I've seen that one. Well,
basically, the synopsis is a guy's making profit off of war. This is how he makes profit. He gets rich by selling arms and deals and guns on both fucking sides.
Are you talking about Lord of War?
Lord of War, thank you.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
That's not John Cusack.
That's not John Cusack.
That's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Hey,
that movie. I love that movie because
thank you.
I love that movie, Lord of War.
But like, for instance, if they had moved slower and learned to try to coexist as much as possible with the Na'vi, they would have had greater long-term profits, but it would have taken a lot longer. But by cutting corners and just going quick, let's burn the forest, let's kill these people, let's clear them out, and then get everything all at once, they chose the war option because it would have led to faster profits, not greater profits. And that's part of the problem with a pure capitalist society. You always want to go for the you always want to go for the quicker profits, not necessarily the greater profits.
And that's greed.
That's capitalism.
That's not capitalism.
There's a scene in DS9 where you have Quark and Cisco there, and he's kind of Cisco's bossing around Quark. He's like, Quark, pick this lock. Quark, do this. For all you have against the Ferengi, you humans have done worse. He goes, slavery, wars, genocides. We have nothing in our history to even come close to the kind of barbarity you've done. And it kind of humbles Cisco a little bit.
I'd say you're somewhat right, only because they may not have slavery per se, but females are second-class citizens.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
The working class are third-class citizens.
Well, I understand that. What I'm saying is his point of that was the great thing about having the point of view of DS9. We got different cultural point of views. We got the Bjorns, the Cardassians, the Ferengi. I mean, we really got a very diverse culture in that one, which was what I thought was made the show so great.
I mean, each government was essentially a different form of governments that have been around on Earth's history. The Klingons were basically a feudal system.
Yes.
The Romulans were a republic governed by inept overlords where the military had most of the power. Kind of like, think a Roman Republic when Julius Caesar was had most of the power.
Yeah, you're talking about when he crossed the Rubicon, when you're supposed to disband.
Actually, I'd say before that. Where he had most of the power, but he was a military leader before he became the political leader.
Yes, but he was also very powerful, and that's why he decided to take his troops and cross the Rubicon, which was the point of no return. Either we win this or we're dead. And I
would say that the Romulans did not become a Roman Republic, crossing the Rubicon until Shinzon took over.
That would make sense, but now that Shinzon's dead, But they were more like a Roman Republic. What would you think about the Vulcan society?
Vulcans would probably be the socialist utopia.
Yeah, they had a violent history like humans, remember? Until
I understand that. I feel like the suppressing of emotions and stuff, I could say they were more theological.
I wouldn't say theological because there's not really a religious aspect to logic. But remember, their core tenet is that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Well,
therefore, they are consistently acting selfless no matter what. But as Enterprise showed us, they didn't evolve past their own innate racisms yet.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is logic can be a religion. Anything can be made into a religion.
I would say religiously adhered to, but it wasn't a religion.
I mean, we could go either way on that one, but I just thought it was more of a theological society.
I mean, hell, even we know that their, soul thing, the Katra, is something that is scientifically understood. So
when you combine it as a religion, otherwise it's a religious aspect.
I did find
like lightning. Okay, that's a religious aspect. The tide, religious aspect. You combine them, you have a religion.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have everybody together that is focused on logic, I feel that is just as easy to be a religious aspect of their lives.
And then you have like the Bajorans, which is a democratic theocracy.
Yes.
You have the Cardassians, which is a fascist theocracy.
Military fascist theocracy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Talk about the Kardashians or Cardassians?
And I wouldn't say, again, by theocracy, I'm not saying that they are religious. I'm saying that they hold their system of laws above everything else.
Well, we can't assume every Bajoran believes in the prophets. I mean, that's just
but it's established multiple times that the Vedic Assembly has basically a stranglehold over what the government says and doesn't say,
I would equivalate that to the Catholic Church.
Catholic Church. I was going to say that.
Yeah, I would say the same with the Catholic Church, especially when they became a Christian place, and they found they were very powerful, and they abused it. Hey, just because it's my religion doesn't mean I can't acknowledge that we did some bad shit.
Hey, your religion prohibits you from doing something, not me.
Yeah, well, I get more out of it.
Google just told me happy birthday.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow! And you have balloons on your Twitter page, by the way.
All right.
I didn't know that.
Mike, you wanted to mention about the first guest drop of Stranger Things?
Well, let me shoot a message to the Vile kids real quick, see if I can get them to join, because I know Vile Style has very strong opinions about the current season.
I haven't
Styles
even.
or Child?
Vile Style. She's the Stranger Things fan.
Yeah,
But
the kid.
the Vile child, Katty, is I think she's also watched it.
I'm pretty sure my daughter and her girlfriend are watching it. That's why our dog is named Maxine after the character Max from Stranger Things. Yeah, that's my daughter's favorite character.
I love Max. She rocks.
She showed up in season 2, right?
Yeah, the skateboarder.
Yeah,
Billy.
she was a typical tomboy back in that day.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's when
also,
Justin had a crush on her as well.
I did try to start watching a movie a couple of nights ago called Hi, Mr. Crow.
Nice.
Called Odessa. But when I saw what it was, because it's basically a rock opera taking place in a like dystopian future, the main character is the same actress who plays Max. And I'm like, no, I can't watch this without the kids. So I got to watch it with the kids.
I watched a series on Netflix called Beowulf, and the poem was required reading back in high school. Should still be now, just like the Iliad and the Odyssey should be still required reading. Now,
some are not.
What's that?
I don't think the Iliad is no longer required reading.
Yeah, when I went to high school, it was just the Odyssey was something we talked about. We didn't really go into the Iliad.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to read the Iliad to go into the Odyssey. They are two separate stories. The Iliad focuses on the Trojan War, where the Odyssey focuses on Odysseus'
journey and his journey to the adventure, yeah, his trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and I was a big Greek mythologist fan, and so I went to my public library and I got them out and I read them and found out why Homer was such a fucking prolific writer just on those two things. And I don't remember much about Beowulf, the poem. It was a little hard to understand, but I think we can all agree that's understandable. I saw that really stupid CGI movie that came out years ago. But this Beowulf seems more realistic, more a little grounded. This is at the beginning of being Beowulf. And they actually even bring up things for the second season, which I know has already been renewed. And I'm looking forward to it because I really like the actors. I really like the dialogue. I like the way the story flowed. I just thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Beowulf is not some and what I like is he's not some invincible motherfucker. You know, maybe he becomes that someday, but not yet. I know he becomes a great warrior and slays the Golem, that was actually mentioned in.
You mean Grendel?
Movie.
Grendel, thank you, Grendel.
Grendel.
Yes, what?
I thought it was Grendel.
I remember
Grendel. Grendel.
Yeah,
okay.
Grendel. Yeah,
okay.
Grendel was mentioned. Grendel was mentioned in the first season, so I was like, "Oh shit!" So second season, we might see some Grendel.
What was there was one, yeah, the Robert Zemeckis one is one you're talking about. The one that was all CGI.
Yeah.
Yes, that was garbage.
The one that I enjoyed more, even though it was, a way off, was the Christopher Lambert one. I'm trying to look up what the name of that one was.
Oh, I saw
Beowulf.
that. Yeah, it was terrible.
It was terrible, but I couldn't help but enjoy it, you know?
Well, that's okay. I enjoy terrible movies too. We all have to at times.
Hold on, I'm trying to. No, that's not it.
It's called Beowulf, 1999.
Yeah, there you go. Because Beowulf and Grendel was a different one. That one was really bad. But Beowulf 1999 with Christopher Lambert, very not related to the source material, but I couldn't help but enjoy it. They tried to portray Christopher Lambert as basically a human without any extra powers. All his extra powers were basically due to his skills and people not understanding that he didn't have special abilities. It was more of they saw him do something, but they didn't realize what he was doing exactly.
It's got a 0% on tomato meter.
Which, that bad?
Yeah.
I liked
23.
it.
Popcorn meter 23, 0% on the little after thing. I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes.
You're always one of those people who likes bad movies.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bad movies I enjoy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I was actually talking to someone once. I can't remember who it was. But we were talking, it was a female. We were talking about Netflix movies and how some of them are really great because they're tight stories, they're under budget. And I was talking about a movie that they made for $1 million. And I said, oh, yeah, it was when I was doing my outpatient procedure. And it was Kat actually who was doing it. And she was like, yeah, I've seen that movie. I loved it. I was like, yeah, it was a great movie because the whole premise of Hush is the woman's a deaf mute. And there's a guy trying to come in and kill her. And
Low box office movies is the best example is Blair Witch Project. Cost about $35 to $50,000 to make. It made $248 million.
Yeah,
sorry, I just looked that one up.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna be honest. After I saw that, I was like, I don't like this first camera stuff. Or
hey, 35 to 50 mil, 1,000 and make 250 million.
I don't like found footage stuff. I just don't.
This is the first found footage movie.
I know it was a groundbreaker.
I know it was stupid,
funny.
but
when we were talking about I like bad movies, there is an entire series of found footage like films that I thoroughly enjoy, and that is the VHS series. And I during the Halloween season, I did watch the newest one, which is VHS Halloween. And yeah, I loved all of the films.
There's been more than one VHS movie?
Oh yeah, the VHS series has, I think, 7 movies now.
I've never seen them. I got my daughter for Christmas the 7 Conjurer movies.
Okay, there's actually 8. There is VHS, VHS 2, VHS Viral, VHS 94, 99, 85, Beyond, Halloween, and then the VHS Video Horror Shorts, 2018.
So, yeah, I got my daughter The Conjurer. There are a lot of horror movies we like together, but there's some things her and her girlfriend are into that I'm just like, no. But we have a lot of more similarities, but she's very happy to get the 7 box set of 7 movie set of The Conjurer. But she loves horror movies. She's like me. She loves good horror movies. Now, our tastes may be different now because we're of severely different ages and generations, but I have introduced her to some classics. You lost VHS of Blockbuster?
I hate spell check. I meant lost VHS of Blockbuster. That's what the last one was called. The lost VHS of Blockbuster. They made too many of them, like the Land Before Time.
I only ever saw the first one, and that was in theater with my grandma. See, there are certain movies that are very special to me because they were with my grandma. So, Land Before Time, Independence Day. I had another one in my head. Oh yeah, she took me to see Die Hard. And I was, yeah, and we were actually at Ponderosa afterwards, and I was like, "Yeah, I loved it when he said yippee ki yay." And my I'm a little kid, so I'm not supposed to cuss. My grandma just goes, "Motherfucker." My grandmother's she's the one who introduced me to various different styles of movies from all different generations. That's why I'm so critical about the current writing, and I'm very selective on what I watch nowadays.
I'm taking no word from your kid, Mike.
What?
Taking no word from your kid yet.
None of them. Odds are they're all still asleep.
Of course.
Hey, don't feel bad. My oldest daughter and I, she said some pretty horrible things for the last time to me, and then wanted to ask me for money, treat me like shit. So we haven't talked in about 2-3 weeks. And trust me, I'm more than happy with that. I got enough problems to deal with my son.
Well, I don't want to go into too much of family stuff, but I
it's just
what I mean is,
what's funny too. After the year I had, Mike, getting a stomach bug on Christmas Day, I was just like, well, that's one way to end the year.
No, I was just going to say, I don't want to go too much into it, but I recently saw one of the few places my sister hasn't blocked me from is TikTok. And she posted a video recently, and it was all about, you need to forgive people, and I don't like how so-and-so isn't forgiving me, and I feel really bad, and I'm like, I so wanted to leave a comment basically saying, I'm your fucking brother, and you've blocked me on, from calling you, from Facebook, from Twitter, from everything else. When are you going to forgive me?
Honestly, not to go too into detail of it, the way my daughter's treated me, it's like, why won't you help me out? It's like, when you ever going to forgive me for the mistakes I made? I've done everything I can. I can't make up for the past. I've tried to just move with the future and try to be a better father. And, it's like, okay, I'm done with you treating me and abusing me like this. So I didn't call her Christmas, not calling her New Year's. In fact, I'm just going to leave her alone. Yes, I'll miss my grandson, but right now, with everything going on with my son, I ain't got time for this. She's 25 years old. My son is barely 18, and he's in very bad shape. But anyway, let's not go into depression mode here. Let's talk about Stranger Things.
All right. Again, this is only the first 4 episodes, because when I started watching the season, that was all that was out. I realized on Christmas Eve they released 3 more episodes, but I haven't seen those.
Oh, damn.
All right. So one of the things I did like was bringing back Eleven's sister, Kelly, number 8. They haven't done anything with it as of episode 4, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how I feel about Will basically becoming 7 2.0. Or sorry, 11 2.0.
He was Will the Wise, the sorcerer in the beginning.
Yep. Hopefully you'll watch it by next week, because I plan on finishing the series. I think, or at least finishing all the episodes that are released by next week. So, and I'm pretty sure Vile Style will want to be on there, because she's made some a number of comments being mad at me already for not watching the rest of season 1 or season 5 already. Sorry.
Yeah, the last episode drops this week.
She was like, well, see, episode 4 was so great. It was awesome. Episode 7 sucks. Can I tell you why it sucks? I'm like, no, I don't want any spoilers. But I got to tell you why it pissed me off. I don't want to know yet. God damn it, I want to complain. I can't do it.
How many episodes are in this season? 8?
8.
8 so far. Now, what they did is they released 4. Then on Christmas Eve, they released 3 more. So let me see when.
I believe Wednesday, New Year's Eve, or New Year's, one of the day. It's 2 hours and something minutes long. It's also going to be shown in theaters.
All right. New Year's Eve is when it's going to be dropped.
Yeah, all the I can tell you that the final episode was all printed on red paper, which makes the words very fucking fuzzy if you try to copy it. Nobody had their complete script. Nobody knew the exact ending except for 2 people, and the Duff brothers didn't say which 2 people, and people are already assuming that Jamie Campbell Bower was one of them. They all watched the season finale, the last episode, together because nobody knew exactly what the fuck was going on.
You know what I loved about, and that kind of comes back to a little bit of back in Empire Strikes Back, where, you know, the guy in the suit for Vader was saying Obi-Wan killed your father, and then, you know, Mark Hamill was approaching. He said, "Listen, he's gonna say Obi-Wan killed your father, but the truth is, it's gonna be, I am your father, and you have to act like that." And he says, only 3 people know this: me, George Lucas, and you. So if this gets leaked out, we'll know who said it.
Yeah, Tom Holland wasn't anywhere around this airing, so nobody knows what happened.
No, Mark Hamill said that dead himself.
Yeah, I don't know who's worse, Mark or Tom. I mean, Mark Ruffalo or Tom Holland when it comes to spoilers. I don't know who's worse. But I can tell you that Jamie said that if you go into episode 8, you think you know what's going on, you're wrong because, quote, things really do blow the fuck up, unquote. I'm like, okay, dude.
Oh, it is what it is. I'll catch up with it. I'll catch up with it in a little while. Right now, I'm on season 3 of X-Files again. I'm going to go up to season 5, watch the movie, and for me, I even though I have all the seasons, to me, the movie is where it should have stopped.
Well, you know, somebody pointed out in Stranger Things that they were rewatching it and they took a screenshot of something in episode 1 that is shown in episode 7. Like, it's been here since the beginning.
I don't know. I haven't seen episode 7 yet, but
yeah, I'm like, sorry. That's why I worded it like I worded it.
Let's see. Some of the things that I do like, but I don't know. I don't know if I like. The Demogorgon in season 4 that Hopper takes out with a sword. They basically nerfed the Demogorgon so that he could take him out. In season 5, they've basically been brought back to being like these uber powerful. I mean, you see a group of them and they just wipe out the American military.
Yeah.
So they're now a big threat. I'm wondering if they're going to do something similar to the Mind Flayer.
I'm going to be quiet.
Good. Because that's my if they're going to do that, they might as well bring that back. And I don't know how they're going to bring it back, but I'd like to see something. Because as much as Vecna is a foil for 11, even though originally, it was the Demogorgon, then it was the Mind Flayer, then it's Vecna. Basically, based on their history that we've now learned, it's more of always technically been Vecna, but just behind the scenes. The Mind Flayer is definitely that for Will. And I'm wondering if that's going to play a part.
You need to finish watching, dude.
Well, I had other things I wanted to get done this week.
I bet you, I bet you haven't even seen Fallout.
I'm avoiding it. I'm avoiding it until it's done.
Oh.
I'm not
even though my roommate has given me access to her Amazon Prime account, just so I can watch it.
Yeah, I got Prime, so I don't have to watch it on my computer. I can watch it on my TV. I got Prime.
Oh, I got Amazon Prime.
Yeah, watch The Boys on there, watch Fallout on there. I'm like, hell yeah. No more laptop.
Well, I've got access to her account, but it's on my laptop, not on my phone.
Oh. I watch on my
so
TV.
I have to watch it on the laptop.
No, I like watch on my 52-inch TV.
And one of the things that irks me is I can't do screen grabs through Amazon Prime because it's one of the things that OBS has agreed not to allow copying of. So I can't even do screenshots.
I can. If I play it on my laptop, I can take screenshots.
I can't. If I try to record, it just comes up as a black screen.
Damn,
even a screenshot.
I'm taking
I'm
screenshots
talking about through OBS. If it's through a different thing, I can do it.
Oh, I don't use OBS.
So I got to do something fun right before Christmas.
Masturbate?
Well, besides that, at least you get something to show of instead of going to a strip club. I was able to, for the first time, to watch Die Hard I watched Die Hard on my projector and had my speakers going, and I was just like, it almost reminds me of me and my grandma back in when we saw it in the movies in the theater when it came out.
It's like I no longer feel like a TV dinner.
Yeah, now I know what it. Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs. Now I know what a TV dinner. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna cook you. And I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Still can't believe that was Alan Rickman's very first performance.
I just love the fact that the director screwed him and said he was supposed to go on 3. It's like
3 is like 1 drop.
He told them go on 1. So that expression was totally
like, what
true.
the fuck? Yeah.
Because he wasn't prepared for it.
Well, we were sorry. To go back a little bit, we kind of mentioned Fallout. One of the things I have done for Fallout recently is there was a major update to Fallout Shelter, despite the fact that the game is 10 years old at this point. And I have been playing that on the phone, but I was thinking about bringing it back up for live streams again.
Oh yeah. Hang on, I got
just to see if I can complete the season in 3 weeks.
I got Jill to be right back.
Let's see.
Because they've changed it so that you can do these little short time vaults. Yes, Mr. Crow.
Yeah, I haven't seen crows in a long time, but because harvesting season over, deer come out a lot, and so do the birds to eat, the leftovers on the ground.
Hold on 1 second. See if I can. He's right there.
I've actually seen a few cardinals this far in Indiana. Seen a lot of bald eagles. And tell you what, I watched one of them kill a deer. I mean,
Bald eagle kill a deer?
oh yeah, they are not afraid to kill deer. And yes, they can do it. It's crazy how they can do it. Where am I at on this game? All right, so the game I'm playing here, Raid Shadow Hunter, I have 67 game days in it.
You have what?
I have 67 game days in it.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it means I have 60 days of logging into it.
Oh, okay.
I have 67 days of being logged in and doing progressions. So I'm at the 90-day rewards mark. There's 120 day, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. And then after 271, it goes to daily rewards that you'll get forever.
Well, if Raid wants to send me a sponsorship deal, I'll happily accept because I need money.
No, I really like this game because I got right now. This one is kind of a one where you're supposed to try and get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I've gotten Michelangelo. I couldn't get Raphael. I was busy and I wasn't really logged in much playing the game, so I didn't work on the missions, and I was still learning it. I was still learning the game. The tutorials on YouTube are mostly garbage. So I'm kind of learning as I go, doing some tutorials, watching the news and everything, and just kind of having fun. I haven't spent much money. It's one of those play as you go games, but there's only one time I've spent money so far. And that was for the Elite Pass for getting the Predator.
Well, I haven't spent any money on this version of the Fallout game. What's funniest about it is one of the games that Katty wanted me to download, which is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. It's basically a simplified version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game.
I'm not familiar. I know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. My son knows what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. I'm not familiar with it, but don't try to explain it to me.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm not going to explain it. The funniest part about it is, one, I haven't spent a dime on the game. Two, there's an in-game currency that you can get to get packs, in addition to spending money, like real-world money to get packs of cards. I have not bought a single pack of cards to open to improve my decks.
The only
I have still, just from the freebies from playing the game, I still have a winning record against Katty, and she's opened hundreds of packs.
So the only reason I went for the Elite Pass was it's worth the money because it's still open for another 8 weeks and a day. So I get an extra amount of daily challenges when I complete them.
I have never played a mobile game.
Look, I'm sorry, but look, I already had Michelangelo. I got the Xenomorph. I'm like, if I got to pay money to get a Predator, fine, because now I can have Michelangelo, a Xenomorph, and a Predator go into battle together. And trust me, I've done that a lot with some of my most powerful characters. Now, my most powerful character is right now one that can reach level 60. None of my other ones can, because I would have to sacrifice some of my alpha team. So I got an alpha team.
Sorry. I just want to go back for a second because it sounded almost like a setup to a joke. A Xenomorph, a Predator, and Michelangelo walk into a bar.
No bar.
Bartender says to the Xenomorph, "Why the long face?"
Damn, I'm out of practice. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things too. Plus, I got to upgrade certain characters to sacrifice them from other characters. Daily challenges are relatively easy. I'm on level 40 right now, which is really great. I've got my gym mine maxed out. So I get 15 a day. I can win others through that. So also I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've opened all 5 slots in my fighting pit, and I've upgraded 2 of them already. So I'm going to upgrade the other 3, and then I'm going to upgrade them all to the max slot level. Because there's different ways you can, and there's different challenges, there's different quests, there's different missions. I mean, it just keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me thinking. It's a strategy game, you know. You asked about levels. There's more to it than just levels. You want to upgrade your armor. You want to rank them up. You want to upgrade their power skills. But to do that, you got to get certain challenges. So it's a long process. And yeah, I could spend money and buy this stuff and do it all quicker, but I'm in no fucking hurry.
Sorry, I was responding. Mrs. Vile and Vile Style just both just messaged me, and I just saw them, so I was responding to them.
This is just a fun game with a lot of different challenges, and I rather enjoy it. I mean, not that bad. I'm only on 67 days, and I'm at level 40. I'm 65% in level 40. Once I unlock level 42, I'll open up the Altar of Souls. I already opened up the Forge. I opened up the gym mine. I've maxed out my gym mine. I've learned a lot of the rules of the game. Still learning more, but that's kind of the fun of it. It kind of reminds me of the first RPG game I played when I was a kid on Nintendo. It was called Dragonlance.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no tutorial for it. This was a used game, so there was no thing about it. So I had no idea what the hell I was doing. But I finally figured out, okay, I can't go out too far because I don't have a strong enough weapon. So I had to go out, fight these, what I called them polywogs, so I could finally buy a club. I did beat the game eventually. It was just simply learning how you had to do the game.
Well, it kind of like the first 2 Zelda Zelda games.
Mhm.
If you did not have the book that came with it, you really didn't understand a lot that was going on, because like almost the entirety of the storyline is in the user manual.
Mm-hmm.
And I were like the first 2 times I played those games, I didn't really enjoy them as much as I enjoyed A Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. That's the game that got me into Zelda.
I mean, you needed Nintendo Power to beat Zelda, it seemed.
And I didn't have Nintendo Power. I didn't have Nintendo Power until later on in the 90s.
Yeah, because you couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Shit, my parents couldn't afford it. I couldn't ask for it.
Actually, I think I didn't get Nintendo Power until like the late 90s, 97, 98.
I used to go to some of my friends' houses whose family had more money, and they had sorry. Excuse me.
Godzilla.
And they'd have the Nintendo Power, and I'd be looking at it. You'd be like, "Can I see that?" I never beat Zelda.
Well, we ended up beating Zelda, but it was mostly through trial and error. I remember me and my stepbrothers at the time, we spent, every weekend for several weeks trying to beat the first Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, that was the same thing for me with Dragonlance. It was just, I don't know how long it took me. It was so long ago. But somehow as a kid, I figured out, okay, I'm just going to have to figure out the game and the story. At least I was able to read basic. At least at that age, I was able to read basic English. So,
All right, we have Vile Style in the chat. She's not going to join the panel, but if she wants to put her opinions on the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things, and she's my little Stranger Things fan, we'll go back to that subject.
yeah, I'm kind of curious to what my daughter and her girlfriend think about this, because my daughter's a huge Stranger Things fan. So I'd be curious to get her opinion.
I liked episode 7.
Well, I haven't seen episode 7 yet. I'm only up to 4.
You hear that, kid? No spoilers for your dad.
Oh, she wants to so badly.
I know. So
I guarantee you, when we're out later today celebrating my birthday, she's going to be like, I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. And I'm going to be like, no.
Well, there's kind of a lot of things I want to tell my daughter about Dexter Resurrection, but it's not available on her Paramount yet. So I might have to go through other avenues to get that for her, because I'm chomping at the bit to talk to her about it, since her and her girlfriend have watched all of Dexter. They watched Dexter New Blood. They even watched that young Dexter that I didn't even know about. And I've been trying to chomp at the bit not to tell her spoilers. All I've said is Harry comes into his own big time.
Well, what's funny is I still haven't even finished Dexter Resurrection, just because I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. After like episode 4 or 5, it was just, yeah.
She said 1 was good, 2 sucked, but it was very good like me.
Well, I'm guessing she's going to watch the last episode when it releases on Wednesday.
I will be downtown with watching the fireworks.
V1 and V2.
I'm actually considering going downtown watching the fireworks or going to a neon New Year's Eve party.
I think she's talking about how the first 4 episodes were released first, and then the next 3 episodes, and then the final is going to be released later.
Okay. I'm not doing anything for New Year's. I haven't for a long time. I'm not going to watch Ball Drop. I haven't watched Ball Drop since Dick Van Dyke died. Or not Dick Van Dyke. He made it to 100. Since Dick Clark died.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Dude, yeah. Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper are funny as shit when they are both drunk live on the air. You should check this out, man. They are funny as shit when they're drunk. And they are going to be drinking this year again. They are funny, man. If you don't like the politics, just watch the little broadcast around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Watch how drunk they get and watch those other words and almost about a fuck word every once in a while, because Andy almost said the word fuck.
Eli, do you know where Anderson Cooper started his journalist?
Not really.
Channel 1. It was a kids show back in the day. It was a kids news channel back in the day. Actually, there's quite a few people famous for it. I have to look up who was on there. There's quite actually a few successful journalists who started out on Channel 1, and Anderson Cooper was one of them. And by the way, his hair was white even back then.
Kind of like Steve Martin.
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, that's where he started out at. He started out on Channel 1. When I was in middle school, we used to have TVs in each of the room on the school, in each of the school rooms, classrooms, sorry. And Channel 1 was something we'd put on.
Yeah, I had that in school as well.
Yeah, well, there was actually one time I remember this. There was a 2-part AIDS episode that was coming out, and they sent out permission forms for it. And of course, my mom signed it because my mom wanted me to be as educated as possible.
Yes, you did leave your shirt in the car, or at least your wallet. I saw that. Your brother also left his new camera and something else in the car.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I have.
If I could show you, she got a Stranger Things wallet. It's got the Demogorgon on the front.
Oh, nice.
My wife ordered me a watch for Christmas because I asked her to. It has Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, and Ghostface on it. I said, "You buy me this, I'll wear it."
I don't wear watches. I got my phone in my pocket.
Hey, man, I haven't worn a watch in a long time. I had one of my eyebrow earrings fall out. Neither my wife or I could be able to put it back in, so I'm just like, fuck it. So I'll have one.
I won't take your money, sweetheart, other than the finder's fee and storage fee. Especially when I always tell you guys, don't leave your shit in my car.
Yeah, you think you got it bad. You should see how bad my oldest daughter's finances are. God, if she had just listened to me. But no, kids are stupid.
Yeah, I used to be one too, so I guess you didn't grow up.
Nah, but I tried to warn her, and everything I told her.
Wow, went right over his head. That went right over his head, man.
No, everything I told her that I did wrong, I swear to God, it's like she took it as a challenge, like she could prove she could do it better. I'm like, you're 25 years old. You're in worse shape than I am at that age. And I filed for bankruptcy that year.
I never filed for bankruptcy.
I only filed once.
Never had to.
I've had bankruptcy, which followed in a repossession of my vehicle. I also had a foreclosure on my house in California because it was unsellable at that point in the market.
I've never had a bankruptcy, never had anything repossessed.
Yeah, my credit's like about 800.
Same.
Good.
Yeah, mine's gotten there now, but no, hey, I'm just gonna be honest. I wasn't good with money back then, but all those mistakes taught me how to build up a nice nest egg and learn how to manage my money, especially after I married my wife and I had someone who had also lived a life where somebody was squandering money.
Man,
Yeah, the only thing I've ever defaulted on was when I had my appendectomy. Because despite the fact that it was a life-saving surgery, they charged me somewhere between $120,000 and $140,000 for it. And I'm like, why is my insurance not covering it? They're like, because they can say no. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no way I can pay this. Like, oh, don't worry. You can pay it monthly installments. I'm like, well, how much is the monthly installments going to be? I currently make about $800 a month. Oh, the monthly installments will be around $5,000 a month.
Yeah. So anyway, Mike. So I go get drainings. I get a paracentesis twice a week. And if I'm over a certain amount, I have to get infusions. Now, the problem is these infusions, even with my insurance, they sent us an accumulated bill, and it was like $1,100. They'd sent us an $800 one once. We paid it off. Then they sent us an $1,100 one, and I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, I'll pay this off in $200 monthly installments or something, but I'm not going by your payment plan, and you can't sue me because I'm making payments. Mike, I loved when I had a collection agency call me once, and you're like, yes, you owe us this amount of money. I'm like, who the hell are you? Well, we're a collection agency, and you owe this money to this place, and we've acquired your debt, and now you need to pay us. So I was like, well, thanks for paying off my debt, but I'm not fucking obligated to pay you a goddamn thing. So
No, they don't pay off your debt. The original company declares that a loss, and they get reimbursed through their taxes through the government.
and then they sell the pool, and then they'll sell
then they sell the debt to another company who does everything they can to try to get it. Like I still have people trying to get that medical debt that I was just talking about. But the thing is, I know that the original company has already been taken care of, from my taxes.
Well, every time they try to get me, I'm like, go get some stupid person to get you to pay you money. I know you can't collect. I know your threats. You won't take me to court because it'll cost you more money than it will the debt I owe you. So I'm sorry, you're not going to win this one with me. Goodbye.
Well, you don't even want to engage with them at all. If you engage with them, they can re-it up and you can show back up on your credit report. As long as you don't engage with them at all, they can't hit your credit with it.
Yeah, if it's like unknown number on your phone, it's like, hello, they ask for you. It's like, I'm sorry, what is this about? Who are you trying to reach? They act confused. Don't say, who is it you trying to reach? Just go, what's this about? Who are you trying to reach? Who is this? Let them explain. Like, oh, you got the wrong number. Click.
That's
how you got to do. You got to act confused when they call. Not just.
I always love when they call and I just start speaking basic Spanish and they know no Spanish. So.
Oh, NB, one of my favorite things. I'm going to be having a really bad day at work. And usually they'll have, like the stores I go into will have people out front trying to get you to sign something or try to buy something or something along those lines. It's really annoying. And if I walk past them, they'll say something. I'm like, lo siento, no habla inglés.
Yeah.
If they then try to switch to Spanish and start talking to me, which some people have, if I'm able to pull it off and I say, oh, sorry, I don't speak Spanish either, but I say that part in English, that look of confusion on their face for that brief second, that will instantly make my day better. I've pulled it off like 5 to 7 times.
That's amazing, man.
No, I'm like this. I don't speak English either.
I will immediately call Mrs. Vile and tell her when I'm able to pull that off. And it doesn't happen that often.
I gotta try that, man. Down by TJ's, I gotta try that.
That is, Mike. I gotta give you props for that, man.
I gotta do that.
That must have been on the fly kind of shit the first time.
I wish I could take credit for it. I stole it from a comedian. I can't remember the comedian's name though.
Oh, you're pulling a Carlos Mencila.
No, I'm not. Because I'm not saying it on stage or anything. It's just something I'm doing as well. And if I can pull it off, I immediately have a good day. It's like seeing boobs. If I see boobs,
you're talking about the king of the Mexicans, right?
Yeah, Carlos Mencila.
Carlos Mencila.
Mencila.
No, he's joking because Carlos Mencila got caught stealing a lot of people's jokes.
Yeah, that's why I call him Carlos Mencila, like I call Pete Hedgecliff, Pete Cakebreath.
I don't like that. If you're not, well, that's one of the reasons I don't like these late night talk shows anymore. I'm like, you're getting paid all this money for a bunch of people to write your own jokes when real comedians go out and write their own jokes.
Not all the writers write Fallon and Colbert's jokes. They actually write some of their own jokes.
They all write their own jokes on occasion, but the point is it's the turnaround they need. Because remember, they're reporting on previous day's news or that day's news sometimes. So it's not like one person has the ability to make all the jokes every single time. That's why they have writers.
I'm just saying, it's just... Well, also, I'm sorry. I miss the days of Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, and things like that.
They didn't write their own jokes either.
No, but I like the days of them. No, I understood that. I'm not saying it's any different now than it was back then. Although, Actually, it probably is quite a bit. Wish you could smoke, and Ed McMahon was on there.
Yeah, and Drew Barrymore flashing. Yeah, those are the days.
All right, I will have to end the stream in about 10 minutes. Mrs. Vile says she's already on her way to cross the border. I got to fix all the seats in the car, organize things so I can get the grill out.
Take the cash from the wallet.
Yeah, take cash from Vile Styles' wallet because I know she's not watching anymore. And that's not even the first time someone's left their car or their wallet in my car recently. Mrs. Vile's nephew left his car in my phone. Left his wallet in my car. Motherfucker.
No, car in your wallet. Wow.
How know I speak English? Yo no habla inglés.
No, I have this problem.
Deutsch?
Even after 2 years of
Nine.
even after 2 years of having my Jeep, I still hate the fob thing because sometimes I'll just forget my fucking keys in the vehicle.
I have no car. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I know. You have a scooter and you take public transportation.
Well, my
What's
scooter's
funny
busted,
is I have this key for this car. Then in my van, I have my backup for this car. And this key is so worn down, like the battery doesn't work anymore to unlock it, or it works very rarely. And if you like compare the teeth on it, this one is so worn down, it's not even funny compared to the other one.
Okay, I gotta tell you a story, Mike. My first vehicle was 1985 Dodge Ram Minicab red. The key in the ignition key, because you had two keys in those vehicles, one to open the doors and one to, the key was so worn out, I could turn the vehicle on, pull the key out of the ignition, and it would still be running. And I would do that. And when it was wintertime, I would just do that. And then I'd take my second key and lock the door.
My first vehicle, which was also an 85 pickup, but it was a Mitsubishi light duty pickup, white with a camper shell. Not only could I start the engine like that and pull the key out and it still run and everything like that, the wearing down of the ignition switch had gotten so bad, I could literally start the engine with a popsicle stick, as long as if you took a regular sized popsicle stick and cut off about a quarter inch, not quite half, but a little less than half,
sorry,
you could stick that in the ignition and turn it, and it would start the engine.
Yeah, it was a simpler time back then.
Oh, well, no power steering, no power windows.
Odds
are Katty was conceived in that car.
No, my first vehicle didn't have power steering, and it sure shit didn't have automatic windows. We had to crank, and I had 3 on the tree.
Mine was entirely the same, except for the 3 on the tree. I had it actually had a full clutch.
4 on the floor.
Well, 1, 2, yeah, technically, because it had the parking brake, but also had a choke.
Sounds like you had a 4 on the floor. Mine was a 3 on the tree.
But yeah,
they didn't even teach us how to. When we actually had driver's ed back then, and they didn't teach us how to drive stick. So I had about a 90-minute crash course. Well, I had a 30-minute crash course with my dad, and that was a nightmare and a half. And he said, my dad said, so you're going to go to work, or are you going to go work in your truck, or are you going to go to work on your bike? Well, of course I was going to work on my truck. So I killed it like 3 times going there, obviously. And then when I got back home, I only killed it once. And then pretty much after that, it never happened again. And that's why I don't understand why people are so scared of stick. You don't even have to look at the rev limiter after a little bit of time. All you got to do is listen to it.
What's really funny is when I bought my truck, NB, I didn't know how to drive stick yet. I hadn't got my license yet, or even my permit yet when I bought my first truck. I got it because I wanted a truck and I wanted to learn on that truck. Unfortunately, everyone was telling me, it's a lot easier to learn on an automatic and then switch to clutch. So I learned how to drive on my mom's van. And I didn't go to driver's ed because I really wanted to get my license as soon as possible. Driver's ed was not available for freshmen when I went to high school.
It wasn't either. For us, it was sophomores and juniors.
But at the time in California, there was a law saying that if you are the eldest child of a single parent, you could get your license at 15.
Oh, nice.
So I paid for my own driver's ed classes, got my permit, and then within the time period of when I turned 15 to the point where they were getting rid of that law. Remember, today's my birthday. It's the 28th. The law changed on the 1st. So I had a 3-day window to get my license at age 15. So I did everything I could. And I took the test twice. Actually, I took the test 3 times, but the guy let me slide on one of my fails. So I took the test technically twice as far as the government's concerned in order to get my license because the DMV was closed on the 31st.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got my license right before the law changed and in a 3-day window to get it at age 15.
So when I turned, just after I finished out driver's ed, I immediately went to go apply for my driver's license. And my dad takes me up there. I passed the written test with flying colors. And my first instructor, who's driving around because I failed the first one, was named Phyllis. And there's a reason why I remember her name. She failed me. So that was money out of my dad's hands. I paid to take it again that same day. And he goes, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just failed this last time." He goes, "Oh, who was with you?" I go, "Phyllis." He goes, "Oh, failing Phyllis." Apparently she was famous for failing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nervous with this guy, but I think this guy understood and gave me a little bit of a pass because he knew what Phyllis was like. So I did get my license that day. I had an interesting one when I was in South Carolina. So when you're an Illinois resident and you're in the military, you don't have to renew your license. What you do is you get this card from the Illinois State Department that says as long as you were active duty military, this driver's license is valid within 90 days of the person getting out. So when I went to go get right after I got my blue card for retirement, I went up and I said, I went to the South Carolina DMV, handed them my information, and they said, "You're going to have to retake the driver's test. Your license." I said, "No, actually, if you look at this here, it says my driver's license is still good for up to 90 days after I have left the military. I have just left the military." She goes in the back, looks it up, says, "You were absolutely right. You don't need to take the written or the
Wait, can anyone hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because you got quiet. Your sound just dropped off all of a sudden.
No, we can hear you, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, so once they checked that,
wow, look who showed up.
I was just able to get my license.
Look who's awake.
I was going to say, well, not only that, 2 Vile children both arrived late, only one of which wishes me a happy birthday, and that's Katty.
Right when you ended the stream.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's about
but
that time,
On
Mike.
that note, it's 10 o'clock. I really got to end the stream so I can get ready to do all this stuff. Maybe I'll do a what's the third stream's name? I can't remember. I haven't done one in so long. Community offensive stream later on when I'm grilling. Just for shit and giggles.
I gotta go grocery shopping on Sunday, dude. I go shopping on Sunday, so I might be back. Otherwise, I'll get a notification or not.
All right, and if I'll try to see you guys on Chris's stream. I might be late depending on how late we grill and stuff.
All right, just make sure you send the link to us.
Ow.
Well, it's Chris, and right now Twitter's been really iffy about links. Like I sent people the links to this stream, and like a lot of you didn't get it.
No, he texted me the links. Like shit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with X with that right now. Or
Yeah, Chris has to text. Chris even has to text people. Chris even has to text people. He said it last week. He's like, "I'm sorry, it was a little late. I have to text people the link. It's not showing up." Like, yeah, what the fuck is going on with X?
If it starts at 5 and I'm not there yet, it's because the link didn't show up on Twitter. So send me the link at that point, Elihu.
All right, guys. Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob. Later, guys.
Something was bored and wanted to stream.
Mike, you have a happy birthday, buddy.
I'm gonna try it. Later, folks.
Happy birthday, Mike. Later, guys.